Hello, welcome guys. I am sorry, I was having some live streaming difficulties just now, sitting here, very excited. We have the amazing author L.A. Dawson coming live with us today to talk about love, to talk about life, to talk about light, because she is so amazing and awesome. And I'm just so excited to have her joining us today. Welcome everybody. Is it Thursday? No, I think it's Friday. How did the week go so quickly? It's Friday night. Yes, thank you guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna let some more people join. Let's see. Somebody said, hello, my friend. Happy weekend. Happy weekend. Is L.A. Dawson here? Can you comment if you're here? Let's just see if you're here. How are you doing tonight? I'm good. I'm going to go meet some friends after this live stream. I shot some videos. We got Karim Orange in the house. Thank you so much, Karim, for setting up this awesome collab. And sorry for my dad who's screaming in the living room. I don't know why. Okay. All right. I'm gonna invite, we found her. I'm having a moment. I'm having some moments right now. All right. Looking for her. Okay, let's get her on here. Hello, hello, hello. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to see you.
I'm excited to meet you as well.
What's going on today?
Well, if I could move the camera, I could show you 3 dogs at my feet.
Oh.
What's going on? So I have four dogs with me at all times. I've been doing a lot of writing lately. So I'm involved in writing a book, and I'm writing an article on colors and mood right now. So deep into my writing.
Nice. And what do the colors and my colors say about me right now? Can you guess?
Is it like a bluish periwinkle kind of
yes,
color?
Yes, then I have like a similar color shirt on to your shirt or dress.
And we didn't even call each other, by the way.
I know.
So, okay, so that color is a color, the top one anyway, is a color for when you want energy. And so is red. And you know, this is a real kind of red, and I don't usually wear that, but that's a color for energy. And it's interesting that we both did that tonight. But like this, now these colors and these stones, like when you talk about it with the stones, you have a lot of meaning. Like these are all turquoise. You see I'm loaded with turquoise. It's like my favorite thing. That's for energy, protection, healing. When you combine it with copper, like on my thumb, then you get this perfect healing situation.
Awesome. So maybe I need to buy some turquoise, I feel like.
Yeah.
I have all my crystals on, but maybe turquoise.
Turquoise, fabulous, fabulous, fabulous stone. It really is.
So what else? What else about, do you see auras, or are you just talking for your article? Is it more about like what people wear?
No, what it is I'm a health and life coach and a writer as well. So I'm writing a course with another coach. And one of the things is, how does color affect your mood? And I learned that when I was collecting all these stones. That was the first thing, because when I get dressed, I put a stone on first, and then I pick my clothes. I do it the reverse of most people. So in your house, I was learning some colors were irritating me. And real like neon colors, like would make me want to slap somebody. If I saw that color, it would make me crazy. But I know I don't really love just the basic blue, but my whole house is painted like a medium blue now. And it's calm and it's serene. But I have these other pops of things like salt lamps for their energy. So I'm very conscious of when you walk into my house, how do you feel? I want you to feel good. I want you to feel invited, cozy, and warm.
That's awesome. And now Karim had told me you wrote about dating. And I just love hearing different advice about dating, because I am just really just working on getting better at it.
Well, let me just say, I did write a book on online dating. I'm going to be 65 in a couple of days. And it's a whole different thing. My dating and your dating, it's a whole different thing. So let me say that up front. I got asked to write this book because I'm an older woman dating. And it's kind of a unique situation because, believe me, I never thought I'd be this age and be single. So dating tips are just, my whole thing is, and I don't know if your generation is thinking about it as much, but I worry about your online dating, the safety issues. You know, you just gotta be careful and not meet a stranger on a dark night in the middle of a pandemic. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But in terms of giving good advice, you know, I think online dating is a great source, but I just think you need to figure out what you want first, and you need to sit down and write it on paper. These are my must-haves, all the way down to, oh, I'm negotiable. That's really important. If you don't know who you are, how do you know who you're going to be in a couple?
That's true. That's very, very true. It's so hard. It's like, and there's so many interesting people that you meet. So do you, how do you make your profile? Is there certain apps that you like better?
Well, look, I'm a writer. So I decided finally, when I wasn't having a lot of luck, I was going to be vulnerable and I was going to say really what I wanted. And now there's a lot of action on the profile, and it's not about using an app. It's about using your heart. And it's as simple as that. And that's really, really important. Put down the equipment and use your heart.
Oh, that's hard. How do you use your heart? Sometimes I feel like my heart just gets blocked. Like, I'm just like, I get all nervous before we even start the date. And I'm just like, okay, I don't want you to see me. How do you open your heart?
Well, see, that's on you. So that means you have to sit and figure it is. I mean, a lot of it is just looking in the mirror and saying, okay, so what blocked me? Look, I went through, you know, a bad divorce. Most people my age that are single did go through a divorce. Like, you know, everybody's divorced back because it's sad, right? But I made a conscious decision that I wasn't going to close off my ability to receive love. Now, that didn't mean I was going to be stupid and foolish and do some dumb things, because I don't want to, your heart's important to protect. But it's really taking a step back. You know, somebody who is closing off, my biggest advice is get off the sites, get off the app. Stop talking to people and learn about you. And that's the best advice. Because when I did that, I decided I wanted to take a little break from dating. And I learned a lot about me. And now I want to go back, and we're in the middle of a pandemic. It's not the best time to go back. But, you know, you can wait. You can wait till the time is right. It's safe. And in that time, you can figure out stuff about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The perfect time for you to do this. I mean, the gift of COVID, and it's a terrible thing what's going on, but the gift, the positive part, because I am always going to find the hope and positivity in everything, is that you have time to really figure you out.
So how did you figure yourself out? Like, what are some of their tricks or?
I don't know if there's tricks. I think it's just being real. And when you look in the mirror and you see yourself, you see, you know, I like this, I don't like that. Let's just talk physicality now, right? Okay, so I wear a lot of wigs. I love them. I have fun. There's lots of pictures of me with my hair, but I love wigs. It just makes me feel, fun. And I looked at myself and I said, at first I said, you know, well, that's not being genuine or whatever. No, it's being who I am. I'm bohemian. I'm unusual. I'm different. We all are. We could all put those words to ourselves, but my different is, this is what I like to do and I'm okay with it. Now, that became a problem in dating. They would see my pictures. Sometimes there was a wig. Sometimes it was dark, a little darker hair, a little finer hair, a little shorter hair, a little longer hair. Oh, I love your hair. It's so beautiful. And I would always have the hair conversation. And then I would find out, are you real or not? So I know that sounds silly. That's just a very peripheral thing, but it is real. It is who I am. I like big jewelry. I like a lot of funky stuff. It may not be something that somebody likes, but that's okay because I like it. So, but you got to go deeper than that. Why do you close your heart? You need to ask yourself those questions.
Yeah.
What to you that made you want to close yourself off? And maybe when it happened and after it happened, a period of time went by, you didn't even realize that you were closing off. And all of a sudden, you met somebody you wanted to open up to and you couldn't.
Or I'm always attracted to these guys that are like children. Why do I attract children?
Well, that's because all men are children. It's not all your fault. I have to, it is not all your fault. But we're different and our maturity levels are different at different times. And I can remember once doing a prayer up to God and saying, I don't get this, God. You made us both, men and women, and we're always at the wrong level with each other, maturity-wise. So it's not all your fault. It's part of the way we're made. Oh, and you like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely is a has been very, very hard. But I'm trying to work on it, and I've just been trying to date and figure it out, and just figure out those things that bother me, and it's just been a lot. I'm like, okay, I don't know, just still, like, I keep getting these roadblocks, or I keep finding these people who I'm just like, okay, well, like the ones that like are, you know, super awesome, I'm just like, I don't know. It's
Well,
hard.
maybe it's not awesome to you, but you know, when you get those roadblocks, do you do any visualizations?
Any what?
Any visualizations? Like,
No.
okay, so you get a roadblock, whatever the roadblock is, and close your eyes and imagine a big piece of like a concrete, you know, it's like a stumbling block. And close your eyes and imagine you stepping over it and going forward. And wherever forward is, you don't know at that moment, but be safe to step over that stumbling block and go forward. It may not be with that person that you're having the stumbling block with, but you've made yourself just a little bit more vulnerable for when the right person comes.
That's interesting.
I always visualize, and it takes a while to do it. But once you get it, you can do it anytime, any place, for anything, quickly.
Well, how do you do it? So you visualize yourself going over that roadblock, but are you visualizing yourself, like, let's say you're with somebody, are you visualizing yourself being with somebody else, or are you just visualizing yourself stepping over the block?
Stepping over the block, because that's your vulnerability thing. There's a block there that's making you less vulnerable, and something will reveal yourself if you do that at a moment when you're on a date. It will reveal itself to you. It'll drop it like into your spirit. Oh, yeah, he's not right for me, or oh, I could give this a chance. But you've got to tune into yourself a little bit more. Tap into like the things that matter to you. Tune into your reaction, your heart rate, your stomach flutter. And sometimes that like stomach flutter is some truth dropping into your spirit.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's definitely very, very interesting. Wow. So tell me more about, like, how did you get into like all this meditation and visualization? How did you learn all this stuff?
Well, I had this weird thing, this crazy set of circumstances happen to me. And I've always been like an uber spiritual, crazy spiritual human being. And I can remember when I was 4 years old and my mother, like, she didn't know what to do with me. Always rescuing rats and bringing them to the house and thinking it was a big mouse, and, you know, playing with wild animals. She would catch me in the woods. She didn't know what to do with me. So, but I always was in tune with nature and things like that. So I had this weird thing happen to me. One morning I woke up and I was paralyzed from here up, from Lyme disease. And it took me about 4 or 5 days before we found out what it was. And I'm getting better from the Lyme disease. And then I got a call from an editor, and she said, you need to come over. There may be something with the book. I ran out to her, came back into the house, ran into my house, caught my foot under the treadmill upstairs in my bed, whiplash back and forward again, and shattered the center part of my face, side of my house by my. right after the Lyme disease. So all this injury, I has reconstruction, nose was just flew off my face. So there was so much stuff I couldn't do. I always an athlete. I was a ballroom dancer. I stopped in my life. Pain level was like for 8 years. I was in physical therapy for 8 years. I had surgery. It took me a long time to get over that. And as I was sitting, either in the couch, the bathtub, or my bed, that's all I could do in those days. I said, I've got to tap into something else. And that's when I started to, how can I tap into this whole serenity? And I was always a person with a lot of energy. But how could I use that energy in a positive way to bring calm? Right? And holistic healing, because there was also the doctors, and then I had to do the rest. So I went back to 53, became a life coach, and just started classes and starting that because I was in the COVID happened and just.
You're kind of breaking up. I'm gonna re-add you. Something's wrong with the Wi-Fi. I'm gonna re-add you, and you're gonna repeat that because I couldn't really hear her. So I'm gonna add her again. Let's see if she can come join. Hopefully that. Okay.
Okay.
Can you repeat? Yeah. Wait. Talk.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
So how did you get into the holistic stuff? What did you do?
So as I was healing for this, I couldn't do much. So I said, I've got to harness this energy instead of for doing my physicality, my ballroom dancing, which I couldn't do, to bring calm. And I worked on this sympathetic serenity system I developed to calm down that fight or flight mode. When you get a pain, when you get like a thought, a negative thought, some breathing technique, some thoughts, some visualization. So I harnessed the same energy that I used for all the athleticism for serenity and holistic things to take care of your body, because there was nothing more I could do with it. So that's how I became a health coach. And then about 4 or 5 years ago, I started writing for Social Life magazine in Manhattan, and I'm a wellness writer for them. And it's always got a spiritual thing. This month, I wrote something about disappointment. How do you react when you have disappointment?
I need to read that.
It's online. You can find it. There's just too much going on with COVID, too much disappointment. So it's like crisis within a crisis within a crisis. So that's how I.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that. I definitely see that. I definitely for sure have to read that. Now, how did you get over relationships not working out? Because that's something I have problems with.
Well, I think everybody has with it. And I mean, and you have to assess, was this a real relationship, or did I make it in my mind to be something bigger than it was? Okay. But now I've made the same mistakes that you say you're making now. I've made every one of them. Trust me on that. But one thing I know for sure, people show you who they are within the first 5 minutes. And we, as women, and men probably do the same thing, we choose to, oh yes, I see her. Or no, I'm going to ignore all those red flags that are coming at me like a race car. Race. They do. And that's another thing where you assess, what did I see? And why didn't I see it? Now, you see.
Why didn't I listen to it? Why didn't I listen?
Why did you keep it going? Is more. Why did you just keep it going? Okay, so I can see you're a very positive young woman. That's part of it. That was always part of it with me. I want to believe the best in someone until they show me otherwise. I want everything to be all Mary Poppins. I want it to be happy. But it isn't, that's not real life. I remember when I was writing novels, I was taking them into New York City to these agents, and they would say to me, oh, I love your personality. You're so positive. You're wonderful. Your writing is excellent. But one thing about writing, not everything can work out. There cannot be a happy ending all the time, because that's not real life. And if I'm going to sell your novels, it has to be real. So understand that some of what you're going through is just your journey, and you're supposed to go through it. You don't every cherry tree.
That's
You don't
true.
every shiny object.
Yeah.
No matter.
So funny. Yep. I don't know why that is, but so colors and moods. Are there any colors that you can focus on to bring your mood up? Like, what are some happy colors?
Well, one of them is the color of this turquoise ring, you know, the base color. That's a very happy color. Yellow. Have you seen people like older people usually, like they have their kitchens bright yellow, and then they have little bits of blue. That's a bright color. Green is a very calming color if you want to have any variety of green, but not like a forest green, not like a khaki green. I mean, that just makes you go, you know. So if you want energy, it's the orange, yellow, reds.
Mm-hmm. We have a question from a viewer. How do you stay away from cheating men?
How do you stay away from cheating men? Oh God. You know what I found? A cheating man will give you clues in the very beginning. So they'll, you know, first date conversation that you should never have, but you always have. Like, what happened? Why are you divorced? Well, my husband cheated on me. Oh, well, I got to tell you right up front, I cheated on my wife. They usually will do something like that.
Oh.
And if they do, you know to stay away, and you don't even need to get to that. But how do you get better? Is that the question she's asking? How do you recover?
How do you know? How do you know if they're a cheater? Like, is it once a cheater, always a cheater? Like,
well, for me, it is. For me. I've never seen it change, but I am hopeful that there are some people who could change. I really believe there are, but I think they're few and far between, because some people have that kind of personality. They got away with it, so they'll do it again, or they are the ones that see the shiny objects and they just want to keep adding them in, and as much as they can get away with. But you should be able to figure that out by clues. And I think that's going back to what I said before, is that they show you who you are, and it's not paying attention to who they are. We're ignoring the signs. Myself included, I am so guilty of this. So guilty.
Yeah, me too.
So, yeah, you got to tune in more in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You have to tune in, because they tell you, they show you, they tell you.
Mm-hmm.
If you start dating them and they're not around a lot and they're too busy, I got to take my mom out to dinner and all that. It's all, you know, nonsense.
Mm-hmm. So either they give you all that attention up front, and then, or not.
Well, sometimes, you know, that's interesting too. That's an interesting subject, because they should, right? Because a new broom always sweeps clean. I think that's the expression my mother used to say. But sometimes they don't. And guess what? Sometimes we ladies, we put up with it. They don't have much time for us. If they don't have time for us now, they'll never have time for us. Mm-hmm. So that's the red flag. Are you paying attention to that? Because you're not a man who doesn't, on the second or third date, give you any time. You're not going to get him to pay attention to you a year later. He's the same man.
So we got a question from Glenn. What do you do if you're trapped in the friend zone? If you're a guy trapped in that friend zone?
Then you need to speak forward. You need to have a conversation and say, look, I feel differently. I really care about you, and I want this to go to different places. What's your position on that? You got to, honesty is always the best policy. Honesty is the best policy, because either way, you're going to find out he feels the same way, or she feels the same way, or no. It's one or the other. That's not scary. We're making it scary. When people are taken out of your space, that means something better is coming to fill that space. But you've got to have that heart to receive it. Mm-hmm. Two choices, yes or no.
Oh, it's so hard. It's so,
I
so
know,
hard.
I make it sound so easy. This is,
Yes.
this is cranberry water, by the way.
Oh, it
Just
looks good. Looks good. I love cranberry water. It's the best. You're breaking up. I'm gonna try to add you back again. I
I'm
don't know. So weird. The Wi-Fi hopefully gets fixed. But Fred, can you be quiet? Hi. Sorry.
Are you having a storm?
I don't think so. Maybe. I mean, could
We're
be.
we're expecting a storm. That could be it. We're expecting
Maybe. What's the best thing for the pandemic? Eating or healthy workouts? I want to know what's the best thing for the pandemic? Eating or healthy workouts?
well, you have to have both. You have to have good foods coming into your body. And I am a huge fan of eating raw turmeric in addition to your meals. And it's really bitter and it's out. It is. I mean, I've got friends. I keep telling them eat the raw turmeric, eat the raw turmeric. But turmeric and blueberries are two of the most anti-inflammatory, healthy things that you can do. They're anti-cancer. They're wonderful things. So you've got to do both, because if you diet, you could lose weight, but you have to take care of the body that you were given. You have to keep your muscles strong, and so they're equitable. Even you got to do both.
Yes. Yeah. So somebody made a comment, you ladies are very intuitive. Have you done anything to like stretch your intuition, or were you always this intuitive?
My mother was Native American, not a huge amount, but she was. I am. It's just the way I walk the earth. It's the way I was wired. It's the way God made me. But I don't. I just act on it. I don't share it and talk. It just is. It just is right.
And I really loved the flute that you do.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Oh,
that's a cool story. I wasn't raised with all this Native American information, small amounts, but it was very dominant in my, I don't know, in my soul, I guess I would say. And when I became paralyzed from the Lyme disease, I was paralyzed like this, 3/4 of my face, and it was really painful, like somebody was pulling it down. And I had so much damage in my eyes, I could never cry again. So I started playing the flute to manifest the extreme sadness I had from the damage to the face, from the that darn tick biting me. I was angry, I was mad, and I wanted to exercise the muscles in my face. So I started playing it. I started reading some books on how to play it, and I kind of do the same version of the same music all the time. I have to expand that and learn a little bit more, but that's very intuitive for me.
they
I mean,
want to hear. Some people are saying, asking if you can play. Can you play anything or not right
well,
now?
let me walk over. I will. I will. Hold on one second. But that'd be great, because I won't be able to put the mic on. Hold on.
She's really good, guys. You're gonna be in for a treat. I was so impressed because she does all these things. She's a writer. She's like all over personality everywhere, and then you see her play the flute, and you're like, oh my goodness, she's a musician. Like it's really like some stuff you would listen to on
Here's
like Spotify or something.
soothing. Here's one of my flutes. I think this is an A. They have all different, see the piece of turquoise there? And they're wolf. I have a very crazy wolf story that I can tell you after the flute play. I'm going to hook it up to the mic,
Okay.
see how it goes, because sometimes it gets a little creaky. Let's see. Let's turn it in. So you see I have this little mic down here.
Oh, that's so cool.
And this one is covered up because you don't use that one. You keep it covered up to get the sound. So let me see.
Uh-oh.
See, the mic does funny things to the bottom notes, but that's a little bit.
So how long have you been playing the flute? How did you get so good? That was amazing.
Oh, not really good, but thank you. Since 2011 when I got paralyzed.
Wow.
And I have 3 different ones. This one is this is the A, and I like it. Like the F sharp is a traditional native, and it's very low, hard. And I still have some lack of movement in my face. My face moves really unusually, so it's hard sometimes for me to play. Am I still coming in and out, or am I okay?
A little bit, but they love the flute. We got like a lot more people. Maybe you keep you play a little more.
Let me see.
I'm like, keep going. It's making me feel better.
How's that? This thing slides, see?
Oh, that's so cool.
Blocks, you have to get it just right, or it will all of a sudden sound like the tone is off. Let's see if we can get this. Maybe let's see if I can get
Wow, that was amazing. That was beautiful. Somebody asked, what tribe are you? Very peaceful, very...
Lenny Lenape, or Lenny Lenape, depending upon who you talk to. So I am only 5%, but I'm 3 different kinds of that. Mini Sync, Muncie, Unilachico, and there's a third one and I always forget. I am also Aymara Indian from Peru. The cheekbones, that's definitely from them. And I'm also Otami from Mexico.
Very cool.
Yeah,
very,
it's hey.
Very, very awesome. Now, does this, I feel like whenever I listen to certain frequencies of music, that also helps boost my mood. Is that, it's very mood boosting, no? Or
there is something about the native flute that people cannot resist. They just cannot resist. In April, I was doing this thing called the Rise Up Challenge for coaches. And one day I said, you know, everybody is so darn depressed. And I just went on and I just started playing. I said a prayer before. I said, God, let me play the best I ever played. Because some days I pick up this flute and I sound just horrible. And some days I sound like, okay, this is your day to be playing flute. And I don't know how that works, but I know it helps me with my facial, with my mouth. It helps me calm down. And it kept me. I didn't cry for like 7 years because I played this flute so often. Now I cry like a normal person cry. And I'm over here sobbing.
So what are some things during COVID that you've been able to do? Or I know you do a lot of life coaching, or like, because I know a lot of people have been really sad. So
well, that's so interesting. So I'm a stress and overwhelm coach. And I offered free life coaching for 6 months. And now one person took me up on it. And all my other friends who are stressed and overwhelmed coaches, nobody took them up on their free coaching as well. And it's the funny dynamic is everybody is keeping busy, crazy, virtually busy. And they think that they're mentally okay. And it's not that I'm making an assessment that they're mentally not okay, but I'm just saying it's been horrible. I got 3 of them. Let's see. Oh my one dog is shaking. Hold on. Nico, it's okay, honey. It's okay. Come on, it's okay. It was just the flute.
Oh, your dogs don't like the flute?
No, they're older dogs, and suddenly sound is a problem. Some sounds. Here he is. This is.
Oh, George, look, he got a friend. Oh, he's camera shy.
Look, Dakota, look. Oh, there he is, my hands. It's okay, son. So he's about 12. So all of a sudden, COVID sounds make my dogs shake. And I found out from the vet, they lose their hearing, they get sound. It's okay. He's stopping shaking because his arms. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. It's okay. It's okay.
This is George.
Hi, George. What is George?
George is a schnoodle. He's a schnauzer poodle.
Oh, that's so sweet.
He's 13.
So yours are older too.
Yeah.
During the pandemic,
What?
was George nervous during the pandemic?
I think he was happy. He had, during the pandemic, he had surgery, radiation, and chemo. So his pandemic was pretty intense, but he's doing better now. So.
Oh my God, is he okay?
Yeah, he's okay. And before that, he had open heart surgery. I took him to London in December to get open heart surgery. And then when he healed from that, he had cancer. So then I got surgery, radiation, and chemo. So I think he's been kind of busy. He's been very busy.
Oh, George, God bless little furry soul. Oh, he's so sweet.
Yes. All right. He just, maybe he heard your flute, or he was like, what is she doing? What is she doing?
Well, because they respond, like one of my dogs falls asleep. My Juliet falls asleep, and Nico suddenly has the sound issue. So it's okay, mommy. It's okay.
So do they all get along? Did you all get them all at the same time? Because that's, I always get.
I did, but I have one that's upstairs, and at 5 years old, he suddenly did not like Nico. His name is KJ, King Julian. He looks like the monkey in the Madagascar movie. I had a real black face. And he all of a sudden didn't get along. So the two boys, like he's up in his crate right now, but he's a Pomeranian, and Pomeranians like to be by themselves. He goes upstairs and puts himself in his crate all through the day and just takes a couple hours there and then comes back. But they all get along.
That's good. I keep kind of going in and out again.
No. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So do you think having pets during the pandemic have helped?
Oh my God, for me. Oh yes, it helped me so much. I can't tell you. I mean, I live alone. My kids, I haven't gotten to see too much of, because we're being crazy safe. I saw August, and we were on my daughter's deck, and we were far apart from each other. And now it's like through a glass door. We don't do things together inside because we don't see each other all the time. So we're trying to be safe. So I miss my kids a lot. So the dogs are great.
Now, if somebody wants to do like coaching with you, how do they do coaching? Or are you doing coaching right now? What are you doing?
I am coaching. Yes. It's go to liveandheal.com and you could just send me a message.
But you were offering free coaching, but not a lot of people were doing it. We were talking about that before I
offer free coaching now. It's a limited thing. I can't do it forever with the same person, but I can certainly get you started on the right path and how to calm down your sympathetic nervous system. I mean, it's really, really important. For me, I do it for myself. I mean, I created this system because I had to walk through it myself. I had to calm myself down because I was like, I can't believe this. I just was a mess. I was a mess for
How did you do it? How did you calm yourself down? That sounds good right now.
How I developed this system. I mean, first I started reading books about changing habits, okay? And there's all these books out there, and it takes 21 days and you can have it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. My first thought was, this is such crap. It is not. You can change a habit in 3 weeks. You can. So I just started reading. I'm a reader. I'm a writer. So I read every book I could on changing habits, on feeling better. I was always positive. I always had a very strong will and belief and hope and faith. And it just, that part was always strong. And when you're grounded in faith and you believe in God, which I do, God, for me, it's God and Jesus. I'm Christian. You're grounded. You're just grounded in all your decisions, you know? And I guess I started with that prayer, meditation. I was meditating on my deck as soon as it was warm enough, like the end of March. I would be out on my deck laying down. And I was really nervous, like the end of March when the numbers started going up and things like that. And then I started doing these meditations by people who were to calm down the fight or flight response. And I learned different breathing techniques, and I found one that worked really well all the time. And so I put that into a system, and I developed this thing called a miracle day. I mean, a million writers are doing it a million different ways, but you wake up a little earlier, you start prayer, meditation, you journal, and you do everything positive to set the tone of your day. And before you go to bed, you set intentions. I do meditation, prayer, and I say, tomorrow's going to be a great day. Something wonderful to happen to me. And I find that it works. It works. It's not easy. This is the worst time in history for this. We don't, there's no precedent for this. Everything is virtual. And you know, this whole internet problem between us, sometimes it's just there's too many people on the same time. And that's a statement as to what's going on with the pandemic. And instead of working on ourselves, what we did is let's start a business. Let's get online. Let's get our coaching business up. Let's throw some more noise at people. Well, I decided I got irritated by the noise. So I developed something that would slow down the noise in yourself. It's not, I just do it differently. I did it the way that worked for me, you know, through 8 years of trial and error.
That's amazing. So so you journal, you meditate. Any other tips or advice of things that you've done, or?
And positive thoughts and affirmations, like today's going to be a great day. I expect something wonderful to happen to me. I see the light and I see the beauty in things where there are none. I mean, I remember saying that when I was 4 years old. So things would happen, you know, bad things. I'm 4 years old. How bad could it be? But I would always say, let's take that and turn it to the opposite. So something bad happened to me, and my friends always know me. I say, but you know, the silver lining in the cloud is this. I go right to the opposite, and I find the joy in it. And if you practice doing that, that's how you start thinking. Just turn it around, and it's so simplistic, and it is hard. It's that, well, you see, it's hard because you say it's hard. But if you do that for 21 days and just turn everything around that comes at you that takes you back, that gives you a disappointment, that makes you feel bad, and just say, well, I learned something here. And it's not always that you learn a lesson. It wasn't done to you to learn anything. It just happened. Life is chaotic, period. Oh, well. So now what? Next, let's go forward. I want to go forward with joy. I want to carry the crap from last week with me. And trust me, I fight that stuff every day. Forgiveness is a big thing in this. Forgive, 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 and then try to put it somewhere, to compartmentalize it so it doesn't come back. And I'm telling you, it will come back. And keep pushing away. And one day, you pushed it away and it didn't come back.
What about like anxious for auditions? Because a lot of times I get so anxious for audition.
Breathing techniques. Did you ever learn techniques?
Yeah, but it's one of those things, kind of like meditating, where I'm like, oh, I have to do this now.
This one is the best thing. This one was taught to me in a meditation app that I was using. So you're going to breathe in for 5 through your nose. So it's, when you get to 5, you hold that breath for 7. And then you blow out through your mouth, you know, kind of pursed lips, for 8. You want me to take you through it?
Sure.
Okay, let's try it. So breathe in through your nose for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out through the mouth. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. More if you have. Now, if you do that, you should already feel just a tinge of release.
Feel a little lightheaded.
Yes. If you do that 10 times in a row, you'll be like this. It just takes away that fight or flight. And if you're doing auditions, that's probably what you have.
Yeah, I just get a lot of times I'll get nervous in my stomach, and then my whole stomach just feels like nerves and
breathing, but regular breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Practice it at home when you're not in an audition. So it's a quick, like, oh, I should be breathing when you go into your, because trust me, you look around and everybody looks cool and confident. They're not.
I know, they all look so confident. I'm like, oh God, they're all so beautiful. Like, they all look prettier than I do. Like, I'm not gonna book this, you know? And then you start thinking all these negative things.
Well, those are the kind of things that you gotta tell yourself to stop. Because one lesson my mom said to me, my family called me Lexi, and my mother would say to me, Lexi, there's always going to be somebody prettier, smarter, has more money than you, whatever. Jealousy or envy or whatever it is that goes through your mind at that moment shouldn't even exist, because you were created differently. And you have a gift that someone else have, and you just got to get there, have your confidence, put your shoulders back, and show them, period. If this is what you want to do, you got to show them. Make them believe. That's what actors do. Make me believe.
I like that. I really like that. Well, these are amazing tips. I'd love to bring you back again. It was so much fun to have you here. Now, when's your next book and everything coming out, or where can people find all your stuff?
So you can find me at probably authorladawson.com for the book. And this book was supposed to be released in 2017, and I was writing it as a kind of a journal for those 8 years when I was going through that thing. And I got asked to write my memoir, so now it's become a memoir, and that feels right. So I don't know, but I'm also doing a secret project along with that'll be released at the same time, which I can't talk about yet. Those 2 things will be coming out, I would say, in the next year and a half. But you can find my articles all the time in Social Life Magazine. You can just go to sociallifemagazine.com. You can buy them. It's the most beautiful magazine I've ever seen. It's a real magazine, or you can read it digitally.
Awesome. What's your website?
My website is, I use liveandheal.com for the life coaching, and author L.A. Dawson for my writing.
Nice. Live and heal. And you do so if anyone has problems, they can hit you up for life coaching, and you also do the anxiety coaching, right? Or is there any other coaching?
But I do the regular coaching too, but I prefer to help people with this stress load that we're in right now, because this doesn't go away. Stress doesn't go away. It becomes part of it if we don't take care of it. You know? So we need to take care of all the.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. It was so much fun to have you on, and hopefully next time we have better Wi-Fi.
Yes. And thank you so much for having me. I'll see you soon. It was great to see you. And Kareem, is she still on, Kareem? Is she still on?
I don't know if she's still here. Kareem, are you here? Is there a place where people listen to your music? Where can they listen to your music?
Everybody asks me that. I should make something. I have a YouTube channel, and it's author L.A. Dawson. And I think things on there, because I have somebody who does all that, but I think it's on there. You can find something. And I'm going to start putting a lot more on Instagram and things like that. I'm going to start doing it because I enjoy it. So
awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
You be blessed. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye, guys.